Hello everyone! Welcome back to my channel. Grabe, it's been really a while. I think it was 3 weeks yata na hindi ako nag-upload ng content. But first of all, thank you most especially to a few friends of mine who has been messaging me and asking when I'll be posting another video. I really appreciate all of you. Sobrang nakakatuwa lang na meron na pala nag-aabang sa akin. The past few weeks have been very busy with personal life stuff. My aunt and uncle stayed for a week here in Manila before going back to the States. I just started with my online modules for school and of course my full-time work. I was away for a while and I need to finish some deliverables and a lot of other commitments. But I've genuinely missed creating content. So I thought, what better way to come back than by talking about one of the biggest health issues affecting millions of people around the world. Today, we are going to talk about obesity and diabetes. Are they the same disease? Are they connected? And why are medications like GLP-1 and peptides suddenly everywhere? If you've ever wondered about these questions, then stay with me today. Because by the end of this video, I hope that you'll have a much better understanding of what's really going on. Simple question. Why are we even talking about obesity and diabetes? Because this is no longer a problem affecting just few people. According to the World Health Organization, 1 in every 8 people in the world is living with obesity. In 2022, about 890 million adults were living with obesity, while more than 2.5 billion adults were either overweight or obese. Just think about that. If there are 8 people in a room, statistically, 1 of them is living with obesity. Now, let's talk about diabetes. According to the International Diabetes Federation, around 589 million adults worldwide are living with diabetes. That's roughly 1 in every 9 adults. What's even more concerning is that by 2050, it is projected to increase to up to 853 million people if we don't improve prevention and treatment. Here in the Philippines, the situation is just as concerning. More than 4.5 million Filipinos are living with diabetes. And many don't even know they have it until they develop complications like kidney disease, vision loss, heart disease, or stroke. At the same time, data from the Department of Science and Technology Food and Nutrition Research Institute shows that about 4 out of every 10 Filipino adults are overweight and obese. So chances are almost every family knows someone who is living with diabetes or struggling with excess weight. Now, here's another question. Is obesity just about eating too much? One of the biggest misconceptions about obesity is that it's simply the result of eating too much or the lack of discipline. We've all heard people saying things like they just need to eat less, or maybe they should exercise more, or sometimes people are saying that if they had more discipline, they wouldn't be obese. But the truth is, ang katotohanan behind this serious issue is much more complicated than that. Yes, totoo naman din talaga, diet really matters. Physical activity matters, but so do genetics, hormones, stress, sleep, certain medication, medical condition, and even our environment. Today, the World Health Organization recognizes obesity as a chronic disease. That means that it's not simply a lifestyle problem. Napaka-importante na maintindihan natin to because the better we understand what causes obesity, the better we can treat it. So, what is the link between obesity and diabetes? Bakit ba lagi silang magkadikit? Bakit ba lagi silang pinagdidikit? Now, if you watch my Diabetes 101 video, you'll probably remember how insulin works. Now, kung hindi mo pa napapanood, you can always visit my page and look for my Diabetes 101 reel. Now, let's talk about what obesity actually does to our body. Many people think body fat is just an extra weight. But it's actually much more than that. Fat tissue is biologically active. It produces hormones and inflammatory chemicals that can affect our body function. The more excess fat we have, especially around the waist dito, the more these substances interfere with how our cells respond to insulin. This is what we call insulin resistance. To compensate, ang ginagawa ng katawan natin, the pancreas has to produce more and more insulin just to keep the blood sugar under control. Nag-work naman yon for a while, but over time, the pancreas can't keep up with the increased demand. Nabe-burn out din yung mga organs natin. Blood sugar will start to rise, and that is the time, or that is the moment when type 2 diabetes is developed. This is why obesity and type 2 diabetes are so closely connected. In fact, studies show that around 80 to 90% of people with type 2 diabetes are overweight or living with obesity. Now, does that mean everyone with obesity will develop diabetes? No. And does it mean every person with diabetes is obese? Also no. But obesity is one of the strongest and fortunately one of the most modifiable risk factors for developing type 2 diabetes. Now, let's talk about the good news. The encouraging part is, many people think they need to lose 30 or 40 kilograms before they see any health benefits. That's actually not true. According to the American Diabetes Association and other international medical organizations, losing just 5 to 10% of your body weight can already make a significant difference. If someone weighs 100 kilograms, losing just 5 to 10 kilograms can help improve blood sugar, lower blood pressure, improve cholesterol, and reduce fatty liver, and decrease the risk of future complications. So, do not underestimate small victories. Small changes, when done consistently, can lead to life-changing results. Now, let's move on to one of the most common questions I receive. What exactly are peptides? What is GLP-1? And are these medications really as amazing as people say they are? First of all, lilinawin lang natin, they are not magic. A peptide is simply a short chain of amino acids. Some peptides are naturally produced by our own bodies. One of them is called GLP-1 or glucagon-like peptide 1. Every time we eat, our intestines naturally release this hormone. GLP-1 tells the pancreas to release insulin when blood sugar is elevated. It also tells the brain that you're full, and it slows down the emptying of the stomach. That's why people feel full longer. It doesn't completely take away your appetite, it simply helps you regulate the hunger. And that's a big difference. Because sometimes, yung pinaka-challenge talaga ay hindi yung pagkagutom, kundi yung cravings mo. Okay? Why are GLP-1 medications considered game changers? The reason people are so excited about these medications isn't because they're trending on social media. It's because the science behind them is very strong. In 2021, the STEP 1 trial published in the New England Journal of Medicine showed that people taking semaglutide o yung Ozempic lost an average of about 15% of their body weight compared to only 2% in the placebo group. Then in 2022, the SURMOUNT trial evaluated tirzepatide. Participants achieved an average weight loss of up to 22.5% of their body weight, making it one of the most effective weight loss medication currently available. And in 2023, the SELECT trial involving more than 17,000 participants demonstrated something even more exciting. People taking semaglutide had 20% lower risk of heart attack, stroke, or cardiovascular death even among individuals with overweight or obesity who did not have diabetes. That tells us these medications do much more than lowering your blood sugar. They can improve overall health and reduce the risk of serious cardiovascular disease. But again and again, I want to emphasize something very important. Lagi ko to sinasabi in every content that I upload. These medications are not for everyone. They are prescription medication. Nangangailangan nito ng proper medical evaluation, and they should always be used under the guidance of a qualified healthcare professional. Now, if there's just one message that I'd like you to remember after watching this video, it's this. Obesity is not a character flaw. Diabetes is not a punishment. They are both chronic medical conditions, and today, we understand them much better than we did even a decade ago. That means also have better tools to prevent them, manage them, and in some cases, even achieve remission of type 2 diabetes. Always remember, the foundation will always be the same. Number 1, healthy nutrition, regular physical activity, good sleep, stress management, and when appropriate, evidence-based medication prescribed by your healthcare provider. Because at the end of the day, our goal isn't simply to lose weight. It isn't just to lower blood sugar. Our goal is to live longer, to have a healthier lives with better quality of life. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in, and thank you again for your patience while I've been away. I am excited to be back, and I have so many topics planned for the coming weeks. We will be talking about more about diabetes, peptides, nutrition, weight management, HIV preventive medicine, and many other health topics that I hope will help you make informed decisions about your health. Well, if you found this video helpful, same drill. Please like, share, and subscribe just so you could always be updated about every content that I upload. Okay? And once again, thank you so much for watching and in supporting my content creation journey. I really hope na marami kayong natututunan in every content na ina-upload ko. Again, thank you very much. Take care and stay healthy. See you in the next video.